Oo, maganda yun kasi ito yung time na di, pinalabas namin dito yung mga ano eh, mga main roster wrestlers namin
Hmm.
para awatin kami. Like, whoa.
What is up, guys? Diego Prime here, back again with another video, and I'm back again with another interview segment on my YouTube channel. And today, joining me is a Philippine Wrestling Revolution star, and you may know her as PWR's Queen of Angas. So without further ado, guys, please welcome my guest for today, Jaye Sera. Jaye Sera, hello and
Yay!
magandang
Hello po.
hapon.
Good afternoon sa Diego Prime followers. Yes. Hello.
Yun. Hello. So, first things first, Jay Sera, you're the very first PWR star na nag-guest dito sa show. So thank you so much for your time and it's such an honor to have you here on the show. So maraming salamat.
And I'm so honored to be the first PWR wrestler na gines mo. Salamat, salamat.
Yun. So, yun, simulan na natin, Jay Sera. So, first question to kick things off, no? Kamusta? How are you doing during this time of the pandemic?
Yun. Doing okay. Okay naman. Kagaya nung napag-usapan natin kanina before tayo mag-record or mag-roll.
Yeah.
Medyo may change of priorities nung pumasok yung pandemic. So, not a lot of people know. Pero I've been unplugged from social media for quite some time now.
Oh.
Yun. So, pero okay lang. I mean, wala lang. Parang kasi nga may change of priorities and wala muna akong ibang inaatupag kundi yung work ko, yung day job ko, and yung responsibilities sa bahay. So, okay naman. Okay naman.
Glad to hear that you're staying safe, even though yung PWR shows are still canceled kasi nga, COVID. You know, yan yung importante,
Yes.
just staying safe. Okay, so, yan, simulan na natin sa beginnings, no? So, Jaye Sera, when did you start being a fan of wrestling?
Ayun, I grew up a fan. So, I started watching when I was 8 years old. So, ang kwento niyan is that I used to hang out with my boy cousins.
Oh.
So, whatever they did, whatever they played, almost everything that they played, I played. Whatever they watched, I watched. So, influensya nila. And then, we would spend vacation in our grandparents' house.
Okay.
Na for some reason, merong stock na mga VHS tapes ng WWF. Naabutan mo ba mga VHS, Diego?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sige.
Siguro Attitude
So,
Era days pa.
Okay, tama. Yun. So, meron siyang, may stock dito sa bahay, dun sa bahay ng lola ko. Okay. Mga VHS tapes. And then, ayun. So, siguro, the first ever wrestling match that I watched was yung Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. So, ito yung mga nakilala kong wrestlers. Mga WWF wrestlers. So, sila Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Yokozuna, mga 90s wrestlers. Mga
so,
wrestlers
golden
na nasa
era
prime ng
days.
90s. Yes, and which is kind of weird because 8 years old ako nito. So, this is around 2002. So, medyo, if mapapansin mo, parang medyo behind ako because 2002 ako nanonood pero ang kilala ko yung mga so at that time hindi ako aware na nag-exist pa pala itong pinapanood namin sa tapes na WWF. Nag-exist pa pala sila as under a different brand name which is WWE. Hindi ko pa alam until such time na na-discover ko or na-discover namin na may WWE pala. And dahil nagkaroon kami ng cable, ganyan, so, di ba, syempre, konting upgrade ng buhay. So, na-discover namin na, okay, active pa pala to sila. Yung ibang wrestlers like sila Ric Flair, sila Shawn Michaels, active na. Pero most of the wrestlers that I knew from the tapes were retired na at this point.
Yeah, legends.
And may mga bago na, like, okay, nakikilala ko na sila Chris Benoit, sila, Triple H existed in the 90s. Pero yun, yung mga bago. So yun yung little story kung paano ako naging fan.
So you mentioned yung first time you watched wrestling was the match between Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. Question lang, WrestleMania 10 ba to? If you can remember.
Hindi. SummerSlam 90... okay. 95 or 96 na SummerSlam. Basta
okay.
ladder match din nila to. Pero alam ko yung WrestleMania 10, pero it wasn't that much.
If I'm not mistaken din kasi parang for the Intercontinental Championship yun eh. So
yes, correct.
Okay.
I think it was their second ladder match. Parang kasi una yata yung WrestleMania 10 eh, if I'm not mistaken. So parang ganun.
Yeah. Okay. So who are your favorite wrestlers pala?
Yun. Well, my all-time favorite, Shawn Michaels talaga, Heartbreak Kid.
I see.
Pero may iba din akong favorites like Eddie Guerrero, and then Dean Ambrose. Medyo weird yung mix ng mga mga top favorite wrestlers ko. So may Shawn Michaels, biglang may Dean Ambrose, biglang may Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho. Ayan, siguro mga yan.
May iba pala nasa AEW na rin eh.
Oo. Ang dami naman na kasi hinugot na tong AEW.
Yeah, that's true. So what made you realize that you want to be in the wrestling industry?
What made me realize? Wait lang, I'm trying to think back.
It's okay.
Kasi parang walang para kasing honestly there wasn't any specific trigger. Parang alam ko lang when I was a little kid, I remember not having any solid na dream occupation, na new normal day job as a Pinoy. So dahil nung 8 years old ako hanggang mga 12 years old siguro ganyan. Ito yung parang super addict talaga ako sa manood ng WWE, and parang it was like my parang it was my own little world during that time. So parang nandun lang yung focus ko. Nababanggit ko lang like in my head parang gusto ko tang gawin one day. Pero wala siyang, I don't think there was any trigger, or siguro like factors yung pagka nakakanood ako ng women's matches like Trish and Lita. Yan yung mga yan yung talagang mga nag-inspire sa akin. Pero yun, siguro yun lang talaga. Walang trigger in other than just religiously watching wrestling every day when I was younger.
So let's proceed first to our fan question. So our first fan question is from Glenn Delgo. Ang question niya is, what is the origin of the Angas gimmick?
Yun. So yun, again, funny story dito is that the origin of the Angas gimmick is that it doesn't really have an origin kasi hindi siya pinlano. So hindi siya planado, hindi siya naisip.
Okay.
Hindi siya na-conceptualize. Alam mo yun, hindi siya yung something na inisip from the beginning. So the real story is that I struggled with conceptualizing for my character before debuting sa PWR.
Okay.
Wala akong maisip. And then, so yung Angas thing ay nabuo dahil people started calling me that. Angas ka naman, angas mo naman, gano'n. And sobrang shallow because yung explanation doon is that makikita lang daw nila ako na parang the way I moved in the ring or the way I walked daw was maangas. Doon lang talaga siya. It's very shallow. And so, yun, na-form yung narrative na, okay, maangas na babae daw to. And then, yun nga, when I had my debut match, my first match against Gemerlin. So, the photos of the match, of course, started circulating sa social media. And then these people, by these people, I mean yung my co-wrestler sa PWR.
Okay.
It was almost like a joke because they would start these comment threads on my photos na puro angas comments lang yung i-comment nila. Like,
Oh.
may magko-comment ng Angas, tapos susundan ng isa Angas, tapos Angas ulit. Basta ang long tail of Angas comments talaga. Na kahit walang maangas dun sa picture, boy, walang maangas dun sa picture. Yun lang. Hindi ko alam kung pinagtitripan nila ako or gusto lang, feel lang nila or genuine na they find that maangas, whatever the reason was. So, yun lang talaga yung, at yun, so, siguro, and then nag-catch on yung Angas label with the Rebel Nation after some time. So, there, yung origin talaga ng Angas gimmick was that it wasn't, wala siyang deep lore, wala siyang elaborate, meaningful backstory other than people's labels. Yun lang yung origin niya.
Okay. That's really intriguing.
Nakakatawa, di ba? Nakakatawa.
Oo nga eh. So when the time follow-up question lang, no? So siguro when the time you joined the bootcamp or siguro the PWR, mas refer mo ba talaga face or a heel?
Paano ba? Well, you didn't really know yet if you were to become a heel or a face until you were told na you would have your official match na.
Okay.
So yun, when I was told na mag-match na ako, magde-debut na ako, sinabi na heel ako. Yun, pero like during trainings, it was parang kind of you kind of took the role of both eh. Parang minsan because you had to learn how to be a heel or how to be a face at the same time. So parang parehas mong like throughout the journey nung mga training sessions mo, minsan face ka, minsan heel ka. So yun.
Okay. That's good. So our next fan question is from @IamBlackheart01. And wow, kakaiba tong question niya. Ang question niya is, have you encountered bashers? If yes, how did you handle it?
Bashers? Yes! Siguro it helped na heel ako when I debuted and against a very likable star pa dahil si Jemerlin yung opponent, yung rival ko at the time. So yes, I did encounter some bashers, especially in the beginning. Particularly, it's so funny because the one thing that I was mainly bashed for was my ring gear. Dahil yung ring gear ko ay talaga namang pinag-isipan, napaka plain.
So simple.
Plain, yes, plain t-shirt lang kasi yung suot ko and then some tights and then knee pads and the napaka-basic ng ring gear ni Jaye Sera. And so one comment that really, stuck with me was that yung top ko daw, yung top na suot ko during my debut match was like a PE uniform shirt. So, hindi ko siya, like, nakakatawa siya. Hindi ako nainis, yung nainis na parang, loko to ganun lang. Pero yun, nakakatawa naman talaga. Medyo sensible naman. So, wala, yun lang yung nare-recall ko na talagang nag-stand out sa akin.
Ayun, so guys, sa mga nanonood dyan, you get to understand kung ano yung persona ni Jaye Sera. So, yun. Okay. So, you've mentioned na your first match against Jemerlin. So, let's proceed to your PWR career. So, you've made your debut match again with Jemerlin in January of 2019, and that was at PWR Live New Year's Resolution. So I just want to ask, how would you describe your feeling competing in the PWR ring for the very first time?
For the very first time, well, I was very nervous to the point na like I'm the type of person who naturally tends to be trapped within my own compulsive overthinking. So, syempre, nung show day na mismo, sobrang kabado ko. Like, ang bilis talaga ng, heart was racing. And, basta nag-overthink ako, like, sobrang worried ako na what if may mabotch or kung ano man. Like, basta constant overthinking. And then, sobrang kabado ko to the point na I think it, it threw me off. Yung pagiging super worried ko and pag-overthink ko, it threw me off in the middle of the match. So, nakakakaba kasi, like, of course, ano na yun parang, eto na, parang showtime na. So, totoong crowd, totoong reactions, like, wala na yung coaches mo to, and yun, ang tanging kakampi ko lang sa araw na yun, and sa moment na yun, was Jemerlin, yung opponent ko. Like, kaming dalawa lang yung magtutulungan to put out a great match. So, I was very nervous. And then, ayun nga, like I said, I was thrown off because of that, because of these very strong feelings. Pero, I think hindi naman siya naging obvious na may nabwatch ako or may nakalimutan akong spot because nandun si Jemerlin who assisted me. And ayun, at the end of everything, naitawid naman yung match. And yung feeling kapag natapos mo yung match is just parang a sigh of relief. Dahil yes, tapos na. And yes, first match na ako sa PWR. So yun.
That was a long time coming. Okay.
Well, yes, yun din, totoo.
Okay. So, before the pandemic happened, supposedly, you will face Nina sa Pot of Gold last year. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a lumberjack match, supposedly. So, what are your thoughts that you were supposedly face Nina in a rematch? In a lumberjack match at Pot of Gold, which took place supposedly last year?
Well, una sa lahat, yun, ang dami talagang sinira ng pandemic. So, sayang, first of all, sayang siya. It was, kasi, yung feud with Nina, kumbaga, ito yung parang, kung meron kang inaabangan na series on Netflix or something na na-cancel bigla, parang yun siya sa akin. Like, si Nina sa akin, parang ganun yung niya, that's the kind of flavor that she can add to your rivalry or to your storyline kapag siya ang kamatch mo. And ayun, so sayang, of course, wala naman tayong magawa pare-parehas because pare-parehas naman tayong naapektuhan ng pandemic. Pero ayun, parang ang dami lang, paano kaya, di ba? Like, what if natuloy? What if? And ayun, right now, we don't really know kung matutuloy pa ba siya. Like, hindi rin naman natin masabi yung direction na tatahakin ng PWR after this. Like, kung kailan man to matatapos. So, yun. Yun lang talaga. Yun lang yung thoughts ko.
So, kasi, siyempre, yung Pot of Gold supposedly na mangyari last year was actually the biggest Pot of Gold event. Kasi, from 20 wrestler, naging 30 wrestler, and then, actually, ang ganda din ng match card. And, siyempre, bilang dyan yung sa inyo ni Nina. And that was, in my opinion, that was actually one of the most awaited matches that I can see.
Wow.
Dapat sa Pot of Gold. Sayang kasi nung the previous show na double countout ba yan? Tama ba? If I'm not mistaken.
Yung last match namin ni Nina.
Yeah, sa Love at First Fight.
Yes. Yes, nag-end siya na in a count out. So
yeah, that was actually the wildest brawl I ever seen then.
So, talaga ba? Well, thank you kung na-appreciate mo yung pagka-wild.
Yeah, nasa front row pa naman ako na tapos yun nga.
Talaga ba?
Oo. Yung yung pagkatapan ninyo actually nasa nasa malapit lang talaga ako doon.
Tapos ito yung, maganda yun kasi ito yung time na pinalabas namin dito yung mga mga main roster wrestlers namin para awatin kami. Like, whoa.
Parang
parang ang lalaki namin, no? Para awatin kami ng 20 men na mas malalaki pa sa amin. So, pero yun, masaya yun. Like, kahit ako parang hyped up din ako nung ginagawa namin yun. Pero ano yun eh, parang napagod ako. Hindi ako napagod dun sa pakan namin. Napagod ako dahil puro sigaw ako that night. Puro sigaw ako. So, ayun. Pero masaya yun, yeah.
Siguro parang ano siya, if I'm not mistaken, yung mga brawls ni Brock Lesnar. Nakita mo siya, parang similar lang siya.
The only difference is that it's being done by two petite women.
Yeah.
So
that's actually fun if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So again, technically you've been competing sa PWR for like a year now. Pero supposedly nga 2 years na, pero yun nga nag-cancel rin yung mga shows ng PWR. It's supposed to be 2 years if I'm not mistaken. So among all the matches you've competed sa PWR as of today, which match do you consider as your favorite one?
It would be a tie between my 4-way match against Crystal, Riho, and Gypsy, Championship Spirit, and my intergender match with Jake De Leon, JDL. Yun. So, yun tie. And the reason that they're my favorite, so dun muna tayo sa first match, yung na sinabi ko, yung 4-way match with Crystal, with Riho, and Gypsy. Ang dami kasing firsts nung match na yun for me. It was my first, technically it was my first championship match. It was my first main event match. Also my first 4-way match. Also my first, technically, international match because I competed against international wrestlers. And, I mean, let's face it, those 3 names are big stars. And parang it was kind of surreal na I was in the same ring as them. Like, sino ba ako? Parang ganun. Parang Jaye Sera na pasikat ka, pasimula ka pa lang, and then you were suddenly put in the ring with these big names. So it was great. And yun, that was also the match where I did my first moonsault. So it was memorable. Yung reaction ng crowd was yung energy ng crowd was something I would never ever forget for the rest of my life. So yun, the reason why. And as for the match against JDL, it was my favorite because yun yung pinaka nakakapagod na match na nagawa ko. Hingal na hingal ako. Doon din sa match siguro na yun ako pinaka bugbog. Lots of pero like I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like wala lang akong masabi. Like watching it, iba kasi yung joy na nung ginagawa mo yung match, and then the joy of watching yourself na ito pala yung ginawa mo. So it was my favorite. It was very tiring, so exhausting. Out of breath ako, pa lang, parang first half in pa lang, out of breath na ako. And pero yun, it was great na I had the opportunity to face JDL. I mean, sino bang hindi, like, alam mo yun, if it's not an honor to be in the ring with JDL, diba? I don't know what. Pero yun, that's the reason.
Yun. You made the point na yung first match, diba, yung you said the 4-way match for the for yung championship. Siyempre Riho is actually, of course, the inaugural AEW Women's World Champion, and syempre and actually I agree na yung 4-way match ninyo was actually one of the best match I've ever seen at PWR. And yung kay JDL naman, it's actually a dream match for me, even though it's an intergender, kasi technically you're also a PWOG and he is also a PWOG. So yun, that's great. So ayun. So what inspired you to be a wrestler?
Inspired me to be a wrestler, I guess the basic answer to that is the women wrestlers that I used to watch. So I mentioned earlier Trish and Lita, yan naman talaga eh. Yung rivalry nila, hindi ko alam if ako lang yun dahil bata ako at the time, pero it was so real and so convincing. Parang, basta there was a lot of, like, pag pinapanood mo sila, or pag pinapanood ko sila before, everything was just so real and it was like, yung story was very, like, for some reason you resonated with it. I don't know, like you rooted for whoever was the good one and whoever was the the bad one, you hated them, parang ganon. So I think yun talaga, yun yung nag-inspire sa akin. We're seeing that women could wrestle, like pwede pala ang mga babaeng pwede pala itong gawin ng mga babae. So yun.
Nga din sa sa WWE, syempre may revolution na din kasi for women's, diba? And yun, kaya paunti-unti nagre-revolutionize na rin yung mga babae sa wrestling. So I agree. So lastly, Jaye Sera, before we wrap things off, do you have any advice sa mga aspiring wrestlers?
So yun, for anyone who wants to do this, kung talagang gustong gawin ng wrestling, I would say just first of all, really decide, like be firm on your decision kung talagang gusto mo to, because when you decide that this is what you want to do, you will have to do a lot of preparations for it. You will have to prepare, of course, number one, physically, but also mentally. And then after that, I suggest that you surround yourself with wrestling friends, or just surround yourself with a lot of wrestling energy. Like if you have to add people, like be connected with people who like the same stuff as you do, or if you have to join groups na, alam mo yun, you have to feed yourself with all the wrestling energy that you need para maging inspired ka. Kasi honestly, the training will be very hard, and you will get to a point where you will ask yourself if gusto mo pa ba siyang gawin, or if sure ka ba. Kasi mahirap yung training. So kaya kailangan mo ng wrestling energy to kind of revive you and get you back on track. So ayun, and then yun, if you're really, if you are really firm on your decision, then you would know that you're committed to it, and you would eventually succeed and have your first match, hopefully. So yun yung message.
Wrestling energy, that's a good point. Yun, so Jaye Sera, before anything else, do you want promote anything, and of course your social media, so everyone can also be updated? Of course.
Okay, yes, social media, kahit na unplugged ako from social media, sige, promote natin. Yun, sa lahat po ng followers ng Diego Prime YouTube channel, please like my Facebook page. Paki-search lang po Jaye Sera sa inyong Facebook search bar, and then also stay tuned sa aming Facebook page ng PWR, Philippine Wrestling Revolution, for more updates. Wala pang shows sa ngayon because of the pandemic, and hindi pa makapag-show, hindi pa makapag-book, but yun, kaya nga dapat kayong tumutok lang kasi merong mga niluluto ang aming org. So, ayun. And then also, please also follow me on Twitter at Jaye Sera PWR. So, yun lang po.
Yun. So, Jaye Sera, thank you so much for your time, and we hope to see you soon. And once na PWR is back, we can see you wrestle again.
Thank you, Dex. Thank you, at more power sa yung channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I forgot to promote it. And follow me on social media, Twitter and Instagram. It's at Diego_Prime. And also, I am one of the hosts of the podcast called The Ball Game. Kasama ko doon, syempre, si Ausvin King and Dominic Oka. So, future episodes coming soon. So, Jaye Sera, again, thank you so much. And we hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Stay busy, Diego. Dahil mo ginagawa.
Stay busy then and stay safe. So, this is Diego Prime. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.